Welcome to this episode of the Fearless Launching Show. I'm your host, Anne Samoilov, and today, right now I am just preparing to go onto Facebook Live. I've been jumping on Facebook Live and Periscope all week because we are in the middle of a special promotion for my program, Fearless Launching. And if you don't know what Fearless Launching is, which is funny because it's the name of this podcast, I want to invite you to join me over at fearlesslaunching.com and check out what's happening. But I'm going to give you a little rundown before we jump into today's episode, which is actually all about gathering social proof and the different ways I like to do that. Okay, so here's what's happening over at fearlesslaunching.com. If you're listening to this before November 4th at midnight, then you can enroll in Fearless Launching right now for the regular price, for the regular enrollment fee, and you're going to get a special upgrade into our Fearless Launching 2.0 program, which is a brand new way we're going to be teaching the course. It's going to be all brand new content built from the ground up. It doesn't replace Fearless Launching 1.0 at this point. So you can enroll, get started right now, get into the core content, and then come January 2nd, you will be in the new round of the program that we're going to be going through live during the month of January. So you can start the year right, start getting, really be working on your launches. And I'm so excited about this, but I do have to say that if you have any interest in launching a product, a service, a website, a new blog, or even just a series on your blog, then I want to highly recommend that you head over to fearlesslaunching.com. Fearless Launching is really all about creating your own system for launching and getting your ideas out into the world in bigger, better ways that are more appropriate for your business. I'm going to teach you how to create that system that's your own, that's proprietary system for you and the way that you launch. So fearlesslaunching.com. Head over now if you are listening to this, especially now before November 4th, and you will see that we've got two great options for you to enroll. One is just full pay. It's just easy, hit the button, go. And another one is actually a super extended payment plan because I know it's the end of the year. I know it's that time of year when you're maybe pinching pennies and really, Christmas is coming up. The holidays are coming up. I know that this is definitely a time of year my family spends a lot more money. So I'm making it super easy for you to enroll with a 12 payment option. So that means for under $100 a month, like spending $97 today and you're in Fearless Launching right away, and you'll be able to dive into that content next week. All right, so enough about Fearless Launching. Let's dive into the whole topic of social proof. So we know social proof is really a way of showing other people that it's not demonstrating your expertise. It's that you actually have some street cred and that other people have benefited from what you have to teach them. So that could be people you've worked with. It could be people who have been through your program, past customers, whoever's been in your world and benefited from your experience. So there are obviously some very common ways that people gather social proof for their products and services. If you're launching for the first time, I suggest starting with people you've worked with. Now, one thing I like to do before I launch any program is make sure my process works. And that's why, I didn't even have to really make sure it worked, but I worked for 10 years in animation. I then took that producing and launching information that I was using to get those projects done. I came online. My first launch was B-School. And so that became my proof to people that I actually knew what I was talking about. So, yeah, it's funny because the decade of experience prior to that was a drop in the bucket compared to people really saying, oh, Anne's worked with Marie Forleo and Laura Roeder on all of their launches. That was enough in those initial days to get things off the ground. And so I would look at your professional experience, people you've worked with, anyone who can give feedback or insight into how it is to work with you and how amazing it is. That's one. The next one that I want to share is that, yes, when you have a product, once you go through it, let's say one time, or you do a beta, or maybe you ask people to go through it who you trust and you know will give you good feedback, and coincidentally, they are your ideal customers as well. So I highly recommend, if you want to wait until you have some, then at least let some people just go through it on your dime. You got to just let people do that. And then, a lot of authors send advanced copies of their books out. I've received many, and I've supported people through that. Many people. Okay? So don't think that you can't send test copies of your course or your digital product out to get that advanced feedback. That will help you when people know that other people are already loving what they are considering buying. The third thing I like to do is, so they're going to be, 5 things I think we're going to do. So the third thing is sell the course. Let's say you sell and you launch a course or you launch a product, make sure you follow up with those customers of that specific product and get their feedback. And really the best way to get testimonials and as a form of social proof isn't to just say, hey, I'd like to know if you can give me a testimonial. No, a better way would be, hey, I'd like to get some feedback about this course you just went through so I can make it better for you. That's the main way you want to approach getting feedback in the form of testimonials. And then after you've asked for feedback and you've thanked someone, then you can really easily ask for their testimonial. Also, if people feel like they're going to be featured by you in your launch, in all of your promotional and marketing material, they are much more likely to say yes to that, to providing you with a testimonial. Some people will just happily do it. And you can definitely ask directly. But I say go in the form of feedback because that hits a few different birds with one stone. Now, number 4, and I'm sorry I'm busting through these. Hopefully you're keeping up. And if not, that's cool. You can head back to the beginning. But I want to make sure that I get through this quickly so that you can get back to work. I'm in launch mode right now, so I don't have a ton of time to, pontificate on all of the little pieces of launching. So number 4 is actually checking in with your customers long after the fact that long after their purchase. So one of the things that I love to do is find out, where are they now? What have they learned? What do they still remember? Things that really stuck with them. I think that is the power. That's where your genius zone lies. And that's something that you can say, so-and-so went through my course when I first put it out, and they are still benefiting from it. There's something to that. And I appreciate that. So don't think you need just all new testimonials every single time you launch. No, highlight those people as alums that are respected, that are now experts in the community. I have a lot of people who've transitioned from just customers to friends, to mastermind partners, and then, like I said, to experts in the community. And then the 5th way is simply by getting feedback from people who are, let's say, this is like kind of outside the realm of whatever product you have, but you likely have some free things that people have downloaded, people have not purchased, but received from you in some way, or have learned something from your content or been inspired or something. Or maybe they've just been touched by you, inspired by you on like a live broadcast. Ask for people's feedback. You can just kind of go through these again, through the 4 that I just went through, and then those become things you do towards people who aren't even customers yet. Feature them before they're customers. Feature their results before they even spend a dime on you. And guess what? The side effect to that is that they might even become customers as a result. Okay, so let's see if I can review those because I don't have my notes in front of me. And I'm like, okay. So number one is if you're new, start with people who have had experience working with you in some way. Don't try to pull it off that they're past customers if they're not. And I think those types of character references, character proof, are valid and are very important. So it's okay to find someone who, maybe you sent that you've sent an email to, you've had some exchange with, maybe you had one conversation with, maybe you just have gotten to know in a different way. I think that is totally fine, but be really clear about it and make sure that the questions you have them answer, how do you know Anne? What did you learn from her? What do you do differently now? Or what were you struggling with? What do you do differently now? Even if it's, hey, I met Anne about a couple years ago, and then just last week we had a conversation at a Halloween party. I was struggling with this, and this, and within seconds she had 3 action steps for me to take, and now a week later, I've made this much money. So maybe that's not yours, but you know what I'm saying. So number 2, so the first one is for new products. Number 2, even if it is a new product or even if it's a relaunch, you can send out test copies of that thing, whatever it is, and say, hey, I'd love to just give this to you as a gift. And in return, if you're willing, I would love to get your feedback. I would love to get you to maybe share something publicly about it. And so sending the test copies out. Number 3 is simply asking customers once they experience whatever it is you sold them. So making sure you have that built into your process of not just delivering the product or the course or the program or the whatever, but then following up with them, asking them for feedback, and then asking if they wouldn't mind giving some sort of review or testimonial that you can share with others who are also looking for the answer, should I buy this? And then number 4, did I say number 4? That was number 3. Number 4, yes, is the where are they now type of social proof, which is really great because it shows the lasting impact of learning from you, of being in your world, of investing in you now, because it's not just a one-time thing. They're going to feel the repercussions of whatever they've bought from you for ages. Like I can even say that about planners I've purchased and about a coffee mug that I purchased. I bought this 5 years ago and I'm still using it, And then number 5, apply the same stuff to people even if they haven't spent a dime with you, but you know that they're in your world, they show up to your live broadcasts, they comment on your blog posts, they like your Facebook page and posts, and they retweet you. Those people count too. So social proof these are just a few ways to get that social proof, because social proof on your sales pages, at the bottom of like your shop listings, shared in your newsletter at the very bottom, those are great ways to highlight people. And I think if you look at it like, how could I highlight more people who've benefited from what I shared with them? Like that's all you want, really, right? If you are in the business to help people, serve people, teach people, inspire people, then why not thank them by featuring them? And that is all for today, my friends. This was the very short episode. And if you are not already following me over on Instagram, on Facebook, or even here on iTunes, I want to invite you to click on the show notes, AnneSamoilov.com, and you're going to see all the links for connecting with me in all the places. I generally hang out the most on Instagram and Facebook, so you'll find me there. And I hope to see you on one of my upcoming Facebook Lives. And of course, one last push for Fearless Launching. If you are thinking about launching something in the new year, don't wait until the new year to learn how to launch. You can start learning right now, and it's a great time to enroll in Fearless Launching. Fearless Launching is getting a major upgrade in the way that we're teaching the course and in the content we are completely recreating. We're creating from the ground up. This is the 2.0 version that is specifically for people going through it live with me in a very coaching type of environment. So now's the time to get in, jump into the current content, make sure you understand the process so that come January 2nd, you're in it to win it. And then by the end of the month, you're launching. Boom. Okay, I'm a little too excited here, so I'm just going to calm down. But visit fearlesslaunching.com. Grab that current pricing before it increases. It increases at midnight. Actually, it doesn't even increase. The doors close, but when it reopens, it will be increased. So fearlesslaunching.com. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. I am available to you. You can email me at ann@annsamoilov.com, and I will get back to you lickety split. Let's see how many weird phrases I can throw in here. Boom diggity. Okay, I will let you go. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week.